How you guys doing, everybody?
Boom! Welcome back to our channel. Last week we asked you guys to help us pick a name for our channel.
And
we have finally chose one, so we can go ahead.
It's the Family Views.
you gotta say it after I'm done.
Shut up. It's the Family Views, okay? We are family and we're giving our views.
And then you guys are viewing us.
Exactly. So
And we're viewing you.
now we finally have a name, so you can call us a name.
I'm here with Salman,
So,
Ritu,
Hey.
and Shipu.
Baba.
My name is Ruma.
If you don't know her.
You guys don't know me.
This is her
This is my brother. This is our other younger brother.
Yes.
We're not blood, but basically we all
We're
grew
all
up
like
together.
blood. We're all
And
like
then
brothers and sisters.
We're all, yeah. So, just in case you guys were
Yeah,
wondering,
if you're
'cause I
new,
know-
there's a lot of people that are new that are watching us, so we're always going to kind of reiterate who we are.
So in my head, he's always going to remain 14. And in my
Oh, he's
head,
probably
he's
like-
12 years old.
I would think younger, like 5.
No.
What?
He's 12 years old in my
Why
head.
12?
Because that's this
That's the
mental
fond memory,
age.
that's the
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
something
remember.
that I
I'd be
remember.
14 age.
And then, I don't know, did I
Yeah.
meet you when you were 14?
I think so, around that time.
And I
She looks
still
at me
think...
as like a little fat kid still.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. Same with him. I look at you guys as
Are
like
you
a
a
little...
fat?
I was a fat kid.
Oh, shit.
So I look
Well,
at them as
if
like
you
a
find any pictures, please send them.
Nah, there
Ain't
you
no
go.
pictures
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
How'd you guys look like when you guys were babies?
Yeah,
Share your
fat.
pictures below.
I was chubby.
Yeah.
I
I
was chubby
was...
in high
No,
school.
I wasn't
I had thunder thighs.
clapping down the hallway.
Short too.
You're in a Oompa Loompa.
You were stitched.
I was not yellow or orange. I'm white, okay?
Oompa was purple.
So the question of the day is,
How would you feel if you married a woman that was educated versus like undereducated? How would you feel like the differences basically?
I'm staying home.
What would you
What would you prefer?
Yeah.
What?
I'm
Put
gonna
yourself-
stay at home dad. She gonna do what
So if
she
she's
gotta do.
educated, you're just gonna sit
Smooch
back.
off her.
We know you lying.
I'm not lying.
I feel like you would be okay with an educated woman.
I would
Very
be.
much so.
Go ahead. She could get 2-3 bastards.
Now say you got married to somebody.
Bastards.
No, say you got married to somebody like who's a little less educated, probably after high school is over,
Mhm.
but comes from
She cute.
sure. She comes from a family where her mom only had that much, okay?
Okay.
So she's not as educated as you are.
Okay.
How would you handle things? Because, you get in arguments sometimes or you get into decisions and things are different. Her way of seeing things will be different than yours. How would you take advantage of the fact that she's undereducated?
Probably would.
Really?
If she's undereducated?
No, I'm joking.
She's like, what?
I mean, he's joking, but most men does that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
A lot of people, a lot of men in society do that.
Offensive, and they don't even know they're doing it, but they are. They're manipulative like that.
And it's either way. It could be.
And I'm
it
telling
could be
you
either
this,
or.
and they listen, and they still gonna fall for it.
Mhm. And it can be
But
even more like educated women can take advantage of
Dudes.
uneducated dudes. So it can go both ways. But me,
So what would you prefer?
I would try to. I would prefer an educated woman.
Okay, but what if she doesn't have an education, but she's intelligent?
I mean,
Yeah, like-
Yeah. Well, as long as she's like, she can mentally stimulate me, then.
I think what causes barriers.
conversation.
I think what causes barriers is just like that video. We saw a video by NBC. That if you're a mother,
Mhm.
so she's a wife with your kids,
Mhm.
and it comes to raising your child, an educated and uneducated, like I'm saying, bachelors or masters, would be different the way they raise their children.
Absolutely.
For sure. For sure.
In
'Cause,
that
I mean,
case,
we kind of experienced it firsthand with our parents too. They had less of an education than we did, and we see their parent tactics.
Yeah, I was talking about that last night on IG.
wow.
Would you like to tell the audience what you were talking
Yeah,
You
about?
could check it on my IG if you
It
want.
probably expired.
Huh?
Yeah, is it a story?
So yeah,
Oh, it's a story.
It's gonna
It's
But
expire.
I could pin it. I learned how to do that.
oh snap! I don't even think I know how.
Yeah.
Oh, save the stories in your...
That's an educated
Oh,
man
highlight?
right there.
Yeah, the highlight.
Oh, okay,
That's an
okay.
educated man.
I think from coming from some like a female's perspective,
Do you want somebody that mentally stimulates you?
absolutely.
Well, so I've dated men that I feel like the ones that were educated like I was would actually come to me for advice, okay? So they'd be like, oh yeah, I want your input in this and that. I love that because they appreciated the fact that I was educated. But when it came to me giving my input, they would think I know it all, and then they would argue, and they still wanted to kind of have that control and upper hand. Like, at the end, it's my decision, even though you've given me the input.
Was there insecurities also? Because...
But I think that stems from, I guess, maybe, yeah, like a man.
Oh, is this now switching, like the role of an educated man?
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying like me as being an educated woman. I noticed men would come and ask me, but when I gave my input, it was almost like they liked it. The weird thing is they liked it. They would say it's amazing, but it's like they almost wanted to argue with me that my way's still right and yours is still wrong, even though like they know. So it was always weird to me. It's almost like I'm educated. You come to me because you know you want to hear my input, but then you don't want to take it. So it feels.
But I think that's men and women.
Yeah, it's ego. It's more ego.
Nobody wants to say that they're wrong.
I think everybody's different. Like the person that I'm with is very accepting of me being open-minded, talking about how I feel, or like my input in life and education and all that. So I think you have to just find that balance, like in life. We always say.
Yeah.
Always find the middle ground.
Yeah. But it's crazy that this is a topic that still is today. That's
it's
why
not gonna stop.
You can say what you.
Being an educated woman.
Have you dealt with real life situations?
Oh my God, real life situations.
Yes.
What are those?
He said, I don't know.
What? Okay, so as an educated woman, I believe that first of all, the level of education needs to be on the similar, if not not the same degree. I believe that a man and woman should be on the same level of education, if not
education or intellect.
Intellect.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The education is that.
Yeah, because you don't need formal education to be intelligent.
You don't.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking earlier. Is the question being asked? Is it?
I would
just
rephrase it, as intellectual than education.
Okay, yeah. So I would definitely need someone who is on my level, or if not more. I would prefer someone more, actually. But I'm a living example that it's harder for me to find someone because I'm more focused on different things.
And you see it, like you said, different, like your
yeah,
checklist.
like I'm a living example of someone who puts marriage second before anything else. Like I think that's what a lot of people say, right? I need to make sure I find someone who's mentally stimulated.
So that's why I think that's what the whole point is. Women that are a little more educated have that, like, you know, that it's second. Like you kind of phrased it right. Like it's not the first thing.
Priority. It's not my first priority.
To be married, because the question's direct to marriage, like.
Yeah.
Educated in
But
marriage.
I think the video that we were watching earlier, so we were watching a video, and this is where it all stimulated from, where the women were saying that, well, educated women, it's hard, are frustrated with
being in a relationship,
or
married with kids.
Because there's a lot of priorities they put second or third to, like, their first love,
job.
which is their job.
Their job. And there was two sides. There was a woman that was like, no, I think it's beautiful to be educated and being able to do all those things.
You can absolutely do it all.
Yeah.
I think it's more than possible to do it all.
People that do it.
But you're going to need to prioritize what's more important, right? And I, for one, already am prioritizing my career at the moment. Maybe it will be different when I do get married because I'm living a real life situation where I'm seeing a husband and seeing children and seeing things, you know, maybe it'll change. But at the moment, as a real life example, like my career path is my number one ambition right now, and everything else comes second. So I'm just one part of the statistic.
Do you think you'd be frustrated if you got married and had kids and like you had to make them your first priority kind of, and your work was kind of like what? It'd be hard to balance.
That sounds like a regret.
But yeah, that's why I'm not married yet, because I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm saying, like, I remember telling him, like, I'm getting my lifestyle set, so whoever comes along the way can fit that lifestyle.
Right, you just want somebody to like kind of understand and like
fit that lifestyle. Yeah. If they don't fit that lifestyle, it's going to be frustrating.
Yeah, it's not going to work
But if they fit that lifestyle, if I already have it set, then it's more easy.
But I think women in general, we battle that, like being very educated and then having children. So it's like
Absolutely.
balancing your work and then your children are number one in your family are supposed to be number one in your like.
And they do.
You know?
They take high priority over everything. Like my friends
Yeah.
who are married now, their schedule revolves around their children's schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
As it should.
yeah, and
Yeah.
as it should, and it
Yeah.
becomes that way
Raise your
naturally.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally. But not a lot of people can do
But
that.
that's
either.
why
I
it is
know.
frustrating because
So
as a
it's-
woman, you want to do like your job.
It can
not
get
only-
frustrating.
Yeah, it can get frustrating.
Absolutely, it can get frustrating. But
I see where that woman came from. That was saying that that
Yeah.
she was frustrated.
It's real life.
But then I see where the other woman was like, no, it's not, because she's probably a positive thinker.
and it can be so
She's
great.
much more
Yeah,
positive.
if you're good with time management and
Yeah.
able to like organize properly and things of that sort, then yeah, maybe
Problem
you'll do.
solvers.
Yeah, if you're
What
problem
about you?
solver.
What about him? Who would you rather? Like, what do you see yourself?
Would I rather is that's not the question. That's,
Yeah, like-
is finding someone who's like what she's saying, accepting and able to understand your views, your thinking, and how you rationalize things. If she's smarter than me, that's cool. If she's dumber than me, that's cool. But as long as she's able to understand, hey, this is how I'm living my life. This is how I
But
want.
sometimes women that aren't so educated, let's say, are not that
I seen
understanding, right?
I seen.
Some are.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Some
saying.
are.
So,
It all depends on how they were raised. I
But
guess.
would we agree and say a majority of uneducated women aren't accepting of like your
I haven't. I wouldn't know that.
Are
'Cause I'm not
accepting
looking.
of what exactly?
Yeah,
of
exactly.
like your lifestyle,
Accepting
It's like
who
his
I am.
lifestyle.
of who
accepting
you
who I
would
am.
be.
Because if
How
it's,
you wanna
if it,
live.
say I'm this way and she's opposing this, but we're still in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be constant fighting. Eventually, yeah,
Yeah.
she's. But nobody wants that. That's very
so
temporary.
you wouldn't say a majority of uneducated women then?
No, because I.
Would you
I-
say a majority
I
of
do not know.
educated women?
See, look, and that's what the thing is. With more educated one, they have standards way more beyond than I'm capable of even thinking, and I don't want to
Yeah.
ruin that for her.
Right, you don't lower her.
Exactly, because I'm like, if I'm
So
not,
you don't think you're worthy enough?
no, it's not. That's not what it is. If I'm not able to understand or accept her lifestyle, what her goals and aspirations are, why would I want to hold her back?
Mm-hmm.
So that goes
It's almost
both
like he's
ways.
saying, I don't want her to sacrifice.
Pretty much, yeah, because I don't want to do that for
'Cause he's not
somebody.
planning
Why
so
would
why
I?
would we
Why
say-
would I
yeah.
want to do it for somebody else? So it's basically find somebody in the middle
It's a
and
happy medium.
who accepts you and understands, being able to understand or trying to understand, and grow from there.
Good luck.
You asshole.
Hey, that's the challenge.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's very possible.
It's a
We
good
know
luck.
there's women out there that
You
like
s-
someone.
But in the back, back,
It's possible.
if you guys
I
want
don't-
someone's phone number.
back,
He's so
back to the original question
Yeah.
is
The uneducated and educated.
We flustered
Yeah.
him.
He can't think. He's thinking of the girl like.
Hey, who's that girl?
Who's the girl watching that's dating him? He's freaking out. He's freaking out.
Why y'all putting her on the
I'm
spot?
thinking now.
No, not the girl who's dating him. The girl who wants to know about the gray
Not
sweater
only
dude.
the reason he stopped is he's like, shit, that girl's about to
No,
watch
I
what
just really lost
what
my
she
train of
just
thought.
said, what they just
We
said.
cut him off like we always do. Sorry.
I know, we
got
Oh,
reviews. We got reviews.
Just one person.
No, Hamza said that there, and then Nub called me, and she's
Oh,
like,
Nub told you
yeah.
too?
She said, you guys need to stop over talking us two.
Me too, yeah.
And then she's like,
Okay.
stop cutting someone off. Until people stop writing on the
You just
table.
did it again.
Let's explain it again. I don't mind y'all cutting you off because when I'm thinking or changing my facial expression, somebody else told me this too. I'm not even
Thinking.
I'm thinking about something. And what you guys are saying.
know.
I'm trying to
Yeah, we know, but Hamza
So I'm not
like,
offended if they cut me off. Or I don't take it that way. It's just what it is.
everybody thinks he's cutting you off, man.
I mean that's their perception, but as long as
See, we all knew. Like, I was fine with it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
that you cut me off.
We just having discussions, so this is how we are.
Family
Family
discussion.
feud.
Should we just move on to the next?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap that first question up. So, would you prefer an educated or non-educated woman?
Either.
Would you prefer an educated man or not educated man?
I would have to have somebody that's educated.
An understanding one. So that's
Educated.
a level of education
As
in
in
that too.
emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I need a thinker, so. All right, so let's move on to the next question. This question, Shipu and I actually had many debates about,
Damn.
and we'd like to bring it to the table.
Okay.
So this question is: do you think that the world is cruel, or do you think that the world is beautiful?
That's not the question. Do you think the world is more cruel than beautiful?
Yes. Do you think that the world is
Or-
more cruel?
Do you think the world is more beautiful than cruel?
Alright.